Have you ever wanted to build a mono green deck? Have you ever wanted to put some dinosaurs in it? Well, today's the day for you because in the good, the bad, the broken, we're going to talk about why you should build a mono green commander deck. Let's cue the really quick history lesson, baby. Here we are at Mono Green's history. There is a legend that started it all. Autumn Willow. Yes, that's right. This was the first mono green legend, which compared to today's mono green is a complete, how should you say this, 180? Considering that now it's ran by a bunch of dinosaurs. Mono Green's history is a little bit boring, so I'll make this one quick, but it's a big stomp out. And for some reason, Autumn Willow, they decided to make a daughter. Get on with the show. All right, y'all, let's get into mono green. There's so many good things about green, but we're going to start off with the one and most important, which everyone will probably make the guess. That's right, artifacts. No, just kidding. No, but for real, the first and foremost thing about mono green is the ramp. That's right, ramping in mono green is absolutely absurd. It's what green is mostly known for and has many features and many spells that help attribute to getting a bunch of lands out, drawing into lands, putting lands into play. There's just a bunch of things that mono green does that enforces getting more mana and ramping. Obviously, we have cards like Cultivate, Godama's Reach, an absurd amount of instants and sorceries that pull lands out from our library and put it right into play. That is probably one of the best things that green does, and not a lot of many colors can actually keep up with the amount of ramp besides colorless. Another big ramping feature about green is also the creatures. We have a bunch of mana dorks and a bunch of creatures that will tap for mana. A lot of them Llanowar Elves, Elvish Mystic, Birds of Paradise. They're all one drops that you can play turn one and absolutely just start going ham. But I don't want to bore you guys too much with ramp, as ramp is probably one of the most crucial features, but it's also one of those features that everyone knows and has. It's always going to be there. I would say this is probably one of the strongest features about green. Gotta say, cheating is number 2 for green. And what I mean by cheating, I don't mean actually cheating at the game and just like winning. No, I mean like cheating things out. It is the absurd color that just likes to take things from your hand and put it right into play. That I don't know what made green just identify with just pooping out creatures from your hand, but here it is. It does it really damn well. Past year or two, we've had at least 4 to 5 considerable legendary commanders that can just literally put something from your hand into play. When you compare it to the other colors don't cheat out just like this. I mean, they cheat out things in different ways, but green I think does it the best and the most efficient. You can absolutely put the biggest creatures out in play and start stomping face real fast. And don't even get me started on that Galta, baby. We all know what that Galta we're talking about. Tap all my mana to cast Galta Stampede Tyrant. He comes into play. I may put every creature in my hand into play. Yeah, that's what it says, right? I mean, so I'm going to put, let's see, Blightsteel Colossus, Jumbo Cactar. At this point, just play every Apex Altisar, Galta Primal Hunger, Impervious Great Worm, World Spy Worm, Primeval Protector, Hierophant Biotitan. Oh my god, dude, how many freaking creatures do you have? Oh, can't forget about Last March of the Ends, one of my favorite cheat spells in Magic of all time. This card from Lord of the Rings, amazing. Any mono green deck that I can fit this in, it is 100% going in. I mean, it's gotten a little expensive now, but I had this in my dinosaur deck. Just a game winner. It's a game winner card. I love it. One of the most biggest, literally, features of mono green is the creatures. And what about them? Well, they're huge. Yes, mono green has the biggest, fattest, fucking thickest boys in the game. I mean, you'll drop a 12/12 casually for like 5-6 mana, or for 2 mana you can drop a 12/12. It's just a thing that they like to do in green, and quite a bit support for higher mana cost creatures. You got like things that will draw us card for creatures with high power or high mana cost. Those things help make green really strong and hard color to deal with, because when you start pooping out 10/10s, 12/12s, and they all have trample and they're huge, they're going to obliterate everybody else. Many of you have probably dealt with this, and many of you that are new to the game are going to know that green is the big stompy color. It is just, that's where its definition is, that's where it stays. And I love big stuff. Personally, I'm a big stompy guy, so if you're here looking for mono green stuff, you probably want a little bit of big stompy going on there, because it's really rare to find a deck without big stompy and green. It's just like to be a green player. Now, green does have 3, I would say, bad things about it that I would like to mention and talk about. If you're trying to build a mono green deck, these are things you need to consider and look out for. The first thing and foremost is going to be board wipes and interaction. What I mean by board wipes and interaction, I mean that there's not really many board wipes in green. There's a few, but they're very specific or very geared towards flying creatures or like enchantments and artifacts. It has enchantment and artifact hate, which is cool, I guess. Creature removal is tough in green because it all relies on fighting, and fighting is not the most reliant because if you have to remove a whole board of death touch creatures, you're now going to be losing your creature because they're going to be hit by death touch. That's going to suck. There is definitely ways for fighting to be like used well, and you can do a fight deck, and that's definitely a lot of fun and highly considerable. But otherwise, green's not going to be doing all that when it comes to destroying creatures and get rid of them. There's no like straight board wipe that just says destroy all creatures. You know, there's some that say destroy all flying creatures, and that's kind of funny, but like that's so situational. It's not even, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous, but that's just how green is. And the one day that they make a mono green board wipe that just destroys all creatures, which it may exist or not, but it's going to be super expensive. And also with interaction, like I said, there's no like direct ways to destroy creatures without fighting spells. So, you know, instants and sorceries are going to rely a lot on just having fighting to get rid of your other opponent's creatures, because you have, you know, your 12/12 can fight their 5/5 and absolutely destroy it, and that's fine. But sometimes when people are popping off, going a little crazy, and they got a huge board state, fighting is not going to do the best when you have a 12/12 against a 20/20.
You get a big problem with me, big dog? Yo, you got a problem? Yo, you think because you got 20 that you're gonna beat me? Yo, bro, I'm 12, bro. Yo, let's tell up right now. What you got? What you got? Come on. Throw him up.
You know what I mean? Like, that's not going to really work. That's not going to help. Very situational, but you can definitely have some fun with it. Now, as anybody that's making a mono green deck, you need to understand that the early game of mono green will always rely on ramping. Unless you're playing like a 1-drop rival, which, don't get me wrong, that sounds really fun. But if you're playing something very specific, then that's different. But most of the time in mono green, you're going to spend your early turns ramping and just you're getting out engines to help enhance your bigger creatures and get a bigger, wider board state. That's usually what happens with green. You're not going to be doing early game like control or shutdown. You're not going to be destroying people. You're not going to be absolutely annihilating, popping off. Like, even if you get a soul ring first turn, which would still be great, you're just going to spend the next 2-3 turns ramping like crazy. And that, don't get me wrong, that's going to help. That's going to move you fast. But early game, like those first 5 turns are just strictly ramping green. It's just crazy. You're always doing that and getting your commander out. Like, that's usually how it is for most decks. If I play arena and I have a mono green deck against a mono red deck, a lot of times that red deck actually beats the green deck because I don't have enough time to actually like develop a board state to stop their fucking Cranko from going fucking crazy. That's just how it is. That's why red is good at being fast. Green's really good at being low and slow, but also high and goodbye. So once they get high up in their power, they can start destroying your own motherfucking ass.
Why are you so goddamn tall every time? You got a problem down there, shorty? Problem is why are you so tall all the time? Well, I'm the commander, so I can be this big. It's always the damn green commander that's tall.
Now, this is another one should be highly considered. Control in mono green is almost non-existent. Now, when I say almost, there are cards out there that will do it. You have Collector Oomph, you got cards like that, you got the Vornaclexes out there, and don't get me wrong, those are phenomenal cards. They are the cards that they are for a reason, and they're great, but control is very limited. It's hard to build a strictly controlled deck, and people out there will. But you're gonna be relying on a lot of control artifacts, a lot of colorless cards that are gonna be doing a lot of control effects or a lot of stack-based situations going on. In terms of control, that playstyle is a little tough to do in green. It's probably one of the weakest parts of green is like, yeah, you're not going to build a control deck out of a mono green. Like, it's never going to happen because most of the time it's geared towards putting on big ass boots and stomping all over your friends' fucking cards. That's literally how it goes. Hey, if you want to build a control deck, I would love to see it. If you actually have one, put your Moxfield link in the comments. Because now let's do the broken. Yes, the broken stuff of green. Green does have a lot of things that are broken, and I'm not going to sugarcoat it. This shit is busted. It is probably the strongest monocolor, if not like one of the best. I mean, it's mainly the ramp. The ramp is what does it. And then the second factor is card draw. Card draw is really good in green. It has a lot of explosive card draw. The card draw engines are still good, but they're very expensive. So if you're on a budget, you're gonna have a lot more explosive card draw, and you know, those are really good. I mean, you know, Rishkar's Expertise is a good example of like something that's explosive. You know, you're gonna draw a crap ton of cards, and then, you know, play something for free. That's a really nice card. I love that card, by the way. But number 1 for green is the Tutors, guys.
All right, is it my turn? I got quite a play for y'all today. All right, so we're gonna untap upkeep. We're gonna have my card here. It says Defense of the Heart's going to trigger. Okay. And when that triggers, I'm going to look through my library and find some cards. Okay, so I'm going to get out a Protein Hulk, Moldgraph Monstrosity, and Magus of the Order. Okay, now those are into play. Great, thanks. And so what I'm going to do is 4 and put Pattern of Rebirth on Protein Hulk. Okay, you see where I'm going here with this? I'm going to sack both Magus and Protein Hulk to Magus's activated ability. So I'm going to go tutor, but obviously Pattern of Rebirth is on Protein Hulk. So, and then I'll respond to that by using my Quarter of Calling. I'm going to tap it for 8 and go also search for another creature. And then after that resolves, I'm going to get a few more creatures in play that I will talk about in a second. But after that, I will also cast Green Sun Zenith and Eldritch Evolution. I'll use Eldritch Evolution to sacrifice my Moldgraph Monstrosity so I can return my Magus of the Order and Protein Hulk back to play. Are there any responses? How about you go fuck yourself, buddy? I'm fucking done. Mono Green's tutors are busted, and I'm not even joking. I'm going to put up a few cards right now. These cards will absolutely take a creature from your library and put it right into play. And that's why I think the tutors are busted, because they put something directly into play as compared to like Vampiric Tutor or like other tutors in like black that just, you know, put something in your hand. These motherfuckers just go straight into play, all right? Like these just go right in. It's like, all right, here's a, you know, free like 10 mana creature you can just put right into play. Oh, here's a free Eldrazi. I mean, I wouldn't do that because Eldrazi's that cast. The fact that is that you can, and that's what makes Green busted, dude. I'm telling you, you get green tutors in there and it starts going crazy. I mean, Protein Hulk, that's another one. That thing like combos off with a fucking ham sandwich. I mean, you get a Protein Hulk in play, you find a way to sack it, that thing's just gonna go crazy. Now I'd like to talk about some really quick combo pieces that are busted in green. There's so many, guys. I mean, dude, it's ridiculous. Let's see, we have Vashaya, Spring Heart and Nantuko, we have Priest of Titania, Gaia's Cradle, Lotus Cobra, Tireless Provisioner, Kerrigan Took, Food Chain, Azusa, Aftermath Analyst, Sylvan Safekeeper, Cultivator Colossus. Guys, I could keep going. There's just so many damn combo pieces and combo cards in green. I mean, all these cards that I just listed, they all combo with something in green, and most of the time it's like a 2-card combo. Busted cards, straight up. Just all really good cards that will go in any deck. I mean, if you play anything with CDH that has green in it, most of these cards are going in that deck, 100%. These cards might be busted, but they're still a lot of fun to play, so don't let this shy you away from it. I highly encourage you to check out some of them. And, you know, if they're really expensive, there's definitely alternatives out there that'll do the job. Thing I had to talk about, I like to mention usually a tribe as well. This tribe is well known in green for being really strong. It is elf. That's right. The elves themselves, elf ball, whatever you want to call it. Every damn elf that pops up in Magic that's a legendary will just do something that all elves, like they all work together. All elves are like butt cheeks. They're close to each other all the time. They stay together and they're there for life. That's how elves work. That's how they always will be. They work as a unit, and that's why you hear the term elf ball. Okay, I'm going to tap my Marwyn for 50, and then Eldrami himself will allow me to put some creatures into play. I'm going to put, let's see, I got a lot of elves on top of my library. Holy moly. Oh, man. Oh, wow, I got so many. It's like 50 right here. Okay, so I'm going to put all these...
You're not doing this green shit again.
So
Get your ass on it! Yes, Elf Ball is great. It is a fun deck, but Jesus Christ, it is so fucking difficult to deal with, guys. Every elf deck that I've won against, they've done the same thing, and it just gets crazy. It shits out every single elf. They all ramp, and they all buff each other, and it's a strong playstyle. It is really good. I'm not saying it's bad, but they are absolutely, I think, busted. I think they're the most busted tribe in mono green, and it's fun. It's fun. I think it's something that you should consider and something that you should look into, because elves are a lot of fun, and I've seen people have a lot of fun with them. I didn't play a mono green elf deck, but I did build one on Arena. That's Golgari, and that was a lot of fun too. Elves will stomp you out. The busted is down. We are up on the commanders. Yes, I like to suggest commanders for everybody to try and build. Now, this is kind of more of like a challenge for you, right? Like, I'm not going to sit here and build this one. I want you guys to try and build it and try to see what you can come up with that'll be really fun for you. We're going to start with our first options for beginners. Now, we have 2 options here. The first one's going to be Galta Primal Hunger. Yes, that's right. Big, thick booty Galta, the dinosaur of them all. Galta is amazing. I love this commander so much. It is one of my favorite cards in Magic the Gathering in general, and I think Galta is just always going to be a strong commander no matter what. Don't forget the trample. Green's got a lot of trample, baby. And then the other beginner commander that I would suggest is actually Osier Deepest Growth. I'm not even going to bother pronouncing the rest of the name because I know I'm going to screw it up. So the Deepest Growth, one of my favorite mono green commanders. I built this on Arena. Absolutely went to town, have a lot of fun with him. He allows you to, when he deals damage and he has trample, so you're gonna always hit. Whenever he deals damage, you're gonna literally look at, you know, that many cards off top of your library. You're gonna get a land and a creature put into play. You can have a land and or a creature, so kind of nice. You're ramping and putting out a big creature that, you know, costs however much mana. It doesn't matter. It's getting cheated out because remember what we said. Green loves to cheat, guys. We love doing that. We like to break rules here. Green loves to cheat out stuff, so green's gonna be a really good ramp and cheat out creatures. Nothing more fun than that. Intermediate, this is a little bit more challenging of a deck to play because, you know, maybe the deck is really strong, or it's like it requires a little bit more of a build around that beginners might have a harder time. That's not to say a beginner can try these. I'm just saying that, you know, I suggest these for more intermediate players that are more into the game but not crazy into it. And so the first one I'm going to suggest is Tifa Lockhart. Great commander. I love this commander so much. I built this one after Final Fantasy released. I actually played Tifa in pre-release, and it was such a blast. That card was putting in work. I did a Slesnia pre-release deck, and I won all 3 games, and I got like the bonus, whatever. And that was super fun, and I felt great about it. And then after that, I had like 2 Tifas that I pulled, so I'm like, all right, I'm building one of them. Put Tifa together. It's one of those commanders where you'll just slap somebody's face, and they're just out of the game. Like it's like that, and it is so fun. Like, you can build a deck around just absolutely beat people up. You can do landfall if you want, but I think this is one that's a little bit challenging to get consistently, constantly just stomping everybody's face out pretty like consistently. This is definitely one that, if you build it right, you can definitely do a lot of work. For intermediate players, I highly suggest Tifa Lockhart. Give it a shot. Really fun commander. For my second intermediate commander, I'm going to suggest Strong the Brutish Thespian. This guy is really cool. He's from Fallout. He's going to give you rad counters, and he's going to give you life when you lose life from those rad counters, and he also puts on crap ton of counters when he takes damage. Now, ideally, when I look at that, I'm like, yo, I could build this in like a mono green, like Enrage, and like have some fighting spells going on, and this guy would be really fun at removing creatures. I highly suggest this one because giving yourself rad counters and you gaining life from rad counters actually seems like a pretty fun strat. And mono green's really good with mill, so that's something I didn't get to cover in the good, but I think mono green is really good with milling too. You have a lot of mill strats that you can do, a lot of graveyard shenanigans. Take a look at this guy, give him a nice little intermediate build, and see what you can come up. Hardcore Magic players that have to build something that if a beginner was to just put together with cards they have, might not work so great. This is something you need to really kind of like lock in, tune in. It's gonna be a lot of fun once you do. My first one is Galta Stampede Tyrant, baby. Yes, that's right, another dinosaur. Damn, a whole nother Galta. Where you been? Where you been at? Oh shit. Hear me out on this one. The reason I say you should try and build this guy, because 1, yes, he ETBs, you're going to dump your whole hand into play. But 2, he's a lot of mana, and to get him out, you need to have a lot of ramp in the deck. So this is one of those decks you need to have a really good balance between ramp and creatures and a bunch of other cards that kind of help you with the deck. Ideally, ramp and creatures need to be kind of really well balanced, because you don't want to have a hand full of just a bunch of artifacts that you can't play as creatures when you cast this guy, right? You need to have a lot of card draw. You need to have ways to manipulate your library so that you can get more cards in your hand, creatures in your hand, and I think Galta is one of those that'll definitely challenge you will challenge you into having a better ramp strategy as well as a card draw strategy in green, and you'll rely more on some more budget options or more jankier options that'll help kind of like make a really cool deck. I think he's definitely one you should try. You'll have a lot of fun with him, trust me. My other advanced one, and this one is really challenging because I love these types of commanders, but it's gonna be, I'm gonna say Ovaya, straight up, the 1-drop Ovaya. Yes, this one would be so fun, guys. All right, if you're an advanced player and you're really good at Magic and you know how to build decks good, try building this one. I'm telling you right now, what can you do with this? You can do a lot, trust me. This is one of those commanders that definitely rely a bit on artifacts and green. Believe it or not, green actually does work really well with artifacts. There's a lot of cards that benefit off of artifact, having artifacts to play, casting artifacts, artifact ETB, all that stuff. Ovaya is really good. I think you should definitely consider building this one, whether it's a 1-drop tribal or you want to do something fancy with artifact creatures. I highly suggest this one. Give it a shot. You'll have a lot of fun. Guys, no matter what you do, if you build a mono green deck, it's always going to be a lot of this color is probably one of my favorites, if not probably my favorite mono color besides colorless, which I wouldn't consider color, but is colorless, whatever. And mono green has a great place in my heart where I'm like, that Galta deck just sits there and I'm like, this is like my favorite like beginner deck to just go out and stomp people, give it to my friend to play, and he has a lot of fun with it. So I highly encourage you to look into building a mono green deck. If that's what you're here for today, absolutely go in with it. If you're here just to see some other options, well, definitely give some of those options that I listed before a try. I guarantee you can build some cool. And you know what? Send me that Moxfield link. I want to see it, dude. What do you got? What do you got stored in your garage that I would like to see? I think mono green is hella fun, and I hope you guys feel the same way. With that said, I'm going to start wrapping it up here. So we've already done colorless, mono red, and now mono green. So next week, I'm going to be working on another color, and let's take a guess at what that is. I have no idea yet. I haven't figured out what I want to do. I just kind of go with the flow. Next week, if we're going to do another color, we're going to keep doing all the color combinations. So if you've been following this series, we got more to come, and I hope you stay interested. So follow me for more if you're looking at seeing the rest of the colors, as well if you have some cool input. Let me know what you guys think. All right, with that said, I'm going to wrap it up. I'll see you guys on my shorts, and I'll see you guys next week. Adios, baby. Wheezy out.